In the heartland of America, nestled within the lively suburbs of Chicago, lived a man with a dual identity, John Wayne Gacy. Gacy's existence was a chilling paradox, a terrifying contrast between light and darkness that occupied the same space, the same man. This unveiled itself as a strong undercurrent beneath the serene surface of suburban life in the unsuspecting town of Norwood Park. Gacy, to the outsiders, represented a pillar of his community, a man who had achieved success through hard work and determination. John Wayne Gacy, who walked amongst his fellow townsmen as a successful businessman, owned and operated a profitable construction company that employed many locals. He was essentially a job creator, an entrepreneur who had built a strong foundation for his life and business alike. He was not only a businessman, but also a community man who volunteered at local hospitals, giving his time and energy for the betterment of those in need. His philanthropy extended to his active participation in political and community events or gatherings, which further cemented his image as a respected figure. Born into a hard-working blue-collar family, Gacy was the offspring of a machinist father and a homemaker mother. He was the middle child, with two sisters surrounding him, one older and one younger. His early years marked by a turbulent relationship with his father, a man known to indulge in heavy drinking and strict, often harsh discipline. Despite these challenges, Gacy sought to gain his father's approval, a quest that would guide and shape his life in the years to follow. As he transitioned into adulthood, Gacy developed a reputation as a relentless, dedicated worker. Managed 3 Kentucky Fried Chicken franchises with efficiency, each one testament to his business acumen. His influence spread to a local organization board and extended to interactions with notable political figures, adding to his growing reputation. Yet, beneath the mask of respectability, and Gacy was leading a life of unimaginable darkness. But behind closed doors, Gacy was leading a sinister double life. In the darkness of his home, Gacy was a monster, an unapologetic beast. He preyed on the innocence and naivety of young boys. These unsuspecting victims were enticed with the prospect of well-paid construction work, an opportunity they believed was a lifeline in their lives. Others were deceived by Gacy's alter ego, a seemingly harmless figure known as Pogo the Clown, a character that veiled the malevolence underneath. Once ensnared in his web of deceit, these boys faced ending too gruesome to comprehend. The method Gacy employed in his systematic killings chilled the blood of even the most hardened investigators. It was a cold, calculated process, one that revealed a man who had completely discarded any remnants of empathy or compassion. His actions were those of a monster, a creature who had long since abandoned any semblance of humanity. The disturbing duality of Gacy's existence baffles us even today. How could a man who was seen as a respected pillar of society, a successful businessman, and a selfless community volunteer, hide such a dark, sinister side? How could a man who was praised for his philanthropy also be a relentless, ruthless murderer? These questions force us to dive deep into the abyss of the human mind, a place where darkness and light coexist. It prompts us to look beyond the facade, to question the seemingly impeccable, and to acknowledge the unsettling truth that evil can lurk where we least expect it. It's a haunting realization that drives us to question our understanding of humanity. The question that haunts us is how a man could live such a dual existence. How could Gacy, a well-respected businessman and community volunteer, also be a cold-blooded killer? It's a question that delves into the darkest corners of the human psyche, forcing us to confront the unsettling reality that evil can exist in the most unlikely of places. Psychologists and criminologists have studied Gacy's case extensively, trying to unravel the factors that led him down such a harrowing path. They have pored over documents, analyzed his interviews, and delved deep into his childhood, all in an effort to make sense of the man known as the Killer Clown. Some researchers point to his troubled relationship with his father as a key factor. Gacy's father was known to be abusive and extremely controlling, possibly provoking Gacy's deviant behavior. Others suggest that Gacy was simply born with an inherent capacity for evil, an idea that sparks intense debate in the field of psychology. They argue that despite his upbringing, Gacy's actions were a direct result of his innate disposition, rather than environmental factors. They point to various instances in Gacy's where he exhibited an unsettling amount of pleasure from causing harm to others. There are also theories that suggest a combination of both nature and nurture, stating that Gacy's turbulent childhood merely acted as a catalyst for his inherent evil. However, it is crucial to remember that no single theory can fully explain Gacy's actions. His deplorable crimes seem to defy our understanding of human nature, challenging our notions of right and wrong. The discovery of Gacy's crimes shook the nation, uncovering a chilling contrast between a man's public persona and his concealed life. This revelation sent shockwaves through the hearts and minds of ordinary people across America, leading many to question how well they truly knew their neighbors, their friends, their colleagues. The unsettling reality of Gacy's actions was a stark reminder that evil can exist anywhere, even in the most ordinary of places and within the most ordinary of people. Gacy's arrest was an event that paralyzed the nation, drawing attention from every corner of the country and beyond. His face, once familiar and friendly, now stood as a symbol of fear and betrayal. The media, ever watchful and relentless, descended upon the story, broadcasting every detail with a morbid fascination that was as disturbing as it was irresistible. The hysteria surrounding the case was palpable, creating an atmosphere of suspicion and dread that transcended the boundaries of the suburban community where Gacy lived. The subsequent trial was no less sensational, attracting an unprecedented amount of public interest and media attention. The shocking details of his crimes were laid bare for all to see, a horrifying testament to the depth of his depravity. As the trial progressed, the nation watched in collective horror, captivated by the unfolding drama. The very essence of Gacy's trial was a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of everyday life. As we reflect on the life of John Wayne Gacy, we're left with a haunting question. How can evil hide so effectively in plain sight? This is not a query to be taken lightly, nor is it one to be dismissed as merely rhetorical. It's a thought that demands deep introspection, a probe into the enigma that is the human mind and spirit. Wayne Gacy, a man who seemed so ordinary in the eyes of society, forces us to reflect on this chilling paradox. Here was a man who on one hand was an active community participant, a business owner, and a family man. Yet on the other hand, he was a monster, leading a double life, causing untold pain and suffering, and ultimately taking the lives of 33 young boys and men. This dichotomy is not only perplexing, but also terrifying. It forces us to question the very fabric of our societal understanding. Can we ever truly know the people around us? Can appearances and everyday interactions really tell us everything about an individual? It seems, as Gacy's life has alarmingly demonstrated, they cannot. The very concept of normalcy becomes a facade, a veiled illusion that can house unimaginable horrors. What we perceive as normal could in reality be far from it. This brings us to another point of contemplation. Are we all capable dark secrets beneath a veneer of normalcy? This question forces us to evaluate our own selves, our own potential for darkness. The life of Gacy, thus, serves as a stark reminder of this inherent potential for evil in all of us. It prompts us to stay vigilant, to question, and to understand that appearances can be deceptive. It's a question that challenges our understanding of human nature, forcing us to confront the unsettling possibility that darkness can dwell in the heart of even the most seemingly ordinary individuals.